the guy that creates jobs, a real job creator, not just people that talk about it like Rick Perry in Texas. He doesn't create jobs. He's a real job creator. We have joining us now, businessman and entrepreneur of Virginia, and also former candidate for lieutenant governor, knows something a little bit about these conventions. Pete Snyder. Pete, great to have you with us.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for having me. So you're having a pre-convention tailgate extravaganza? Is that what I'm hearing?
Baby, at the Rockledge Estates. Now, you can join us. Morgan Griffith's going to be there. Pat Mullins is going to come. Robert Hurt's coming. Bill Stanley's coming. We love to have you. They're going to be serving all kinds of neat things. And it's at the Rockledge Estates, which is actually the home of our title convention sponsors, Dr. Nancy and Kevin Dye. Why don't you join us?
Well, if Andy's cooking breakfast, I'm in. Sign me up.
Andy's cooking. He's going to be flipping the pancakes, baby. We'll sign you up and get you in. We'll have a lot of fun. And I am duplicitous about these conventions. I have to admit that there is a certain hypocrisy that goes on, and I always admit when I'm on both sides of the issue, talking out of two sides of your mouth. I want primaries. I don't want conventions. I think they're the bane of the Republican Party of Virginia. But when they happen, I can't wait to go and be a part of it.
You're chasing the good old dollar. As an entrepreneur, I respect you. As a conservative, I don't, John, all right?
I love to go broadcast these conventions. Of course, we get a lot more advertising if this was a primary, so, you got to take that. But look, either way, we're excited to be there. Now, Pete, I'm excited to have you on today because I saw the other day your company, Disruptor Capital, launched what I thought was a brilliantly conceived political action committee. Can you share with our audience how this works?
Absolutely, John. And for clarification, my company did not launch it. I launched it. It's called Disruptor Fund. And really the premise of it is I live by the old adage, if you're not growing, you're dying. And in every business I've been a part of, we've always looked at the books every single week, every single month, said, okay, if we're not growing, we're dying out there. And the same thing is true for political causes and heck for radio shows and for campaigns and political parties. And over the past couple of years, the Republican Party is stalled out a little bit. We're not adding numbers to the ranks the way we used to. And what we want to do is inject a little seed capital, if you will, into our local unit to really work with the grassroots in Virginia, make sure the people that are out there in the precincts and our local unit chairmen in the counties and localities across Virginia have what they need to grow the party. Every single November, John, for the past couple of years, we're scratching our head because our math doesn't add up. For some reason, our math doesn't add up on Election Day, and there's one way to fix that. Bring out more numbers. Grow our party. So we have Disruptor Fund's Grow Our Party initiative, and we're putting a challenge out there, John. We're putting a challenge out to every single unit across the Commonwealth that if they can grow by 50%, we're going to be offering a bounty. We're going to be offering a 4-figure contribution, anywhere from about $1,000 up to $2,500 plus, depending on the size and the scope of the numbers of the unit, for them to grow by 50%. So that's it, John. We're looking to make sure that we have an active and strong grassroots in Virginia.
So it's an entrepreneurial, incentive-based, capitalism free market PAC, whereby in order to get the donation, you have to perform. And the performance is based on growing grassroots numbers, which is basically the job of the responsibility, if you will, of the unit chair. So let me get this straight. So let's say, let's go to my hometown of Chesapeake, and my Republican chairman is Pete Berkheimer, great guy. And so I don't know how many members there are in the Republican Party of Chesapeake. Let's say it's 500. I have no idea. It could be, over that. But let's say there's 500. So if he were to grow that to 750, then the Republican Party of Chesapeake would be in line for a $1,000 to $2,500 donation from the Pete Snyder Disruptor Political Action Committee, right?
That's exactly it, John. And in fact, I was on the phone yesterday with your great chairman, Chairman Berkheimer, and Pete's going to be looking through our program, and hopefully in the coming weeks we're going to be able to have Chesapeake on board. And it's not only about increasing the numbers, John. It's not only about growing Chesapeake and Fairfax and Botetourt and units all across the Commonwealth, but it's also we're providing technology as well. You know my background as a technology entrepreneur. I'm fortunate that I get to work with some of the best minds in technology, and we are offering free of charge to every single unit chairman and every single unit across Virginia technology, consulting, advice. If they don't like their website, we can help them refresh it or redesign it. We're going to do that for them. If they need help with social media as far as training and or a redesign of their Facebook page, we can handle that for them free of charge. And it goes all the way up to something as sophisticated as a micro-targeted digital advertising campaign to increase their numbers. Mm-hmm. They can use our stipend, our seed capital investments from Disruptor Fund to do just that. So it's, the saying goes, lawyers, guns, and money. We're providing some backbone technology and dollars to our units out there, Johnny.
I tell you what, it's brilliant, and I'll tell you why, because when you look at most of the PACs out there, they're going to donate to candidates. And so you find a candidate of your choice, you're conservative, Republican, or liberal, Democrat, whatever you choose, and you donate to the candidate. And maybe they win, maybe they don't. And certainly those donations are going to play a part in victory or defeat. But after it's over, it's over. What you've done is created a financial means to grow the party in a perpetual situation. So it perpetuates. It's not, it's not on November 6th or 5th, win or lose, it's over. It continues because you planted a seed, basically. Brilliant.
Well, John, that's exactly it. Taking the same values that I apply every single day in being a venture capitalist and an entrepreneur and applying that to our party. You and I have been in the ranks for a long time. We've been working in the grassroots. And, after last year's campaign, I scratched my head and said, okay, wait a minute. We lost the governor's race by a mere 2.5%. We lost the attorney general's race by only a couple hundred votes. How do we get our math? How do we increase our numbers so that we don't have this being a problem in the future? And as you mentioned before, we have 1,000,001 PACs out there, dollars chasing candidates, candidates chasing dollars. It's a virtuous cycle. I want to get to the root of the problem, and really the root of the opportunity, which is our grassroots in Virginia. We have a very strong, vibrant grassroots. How do we grow those numbers? What can we do to incentivize our local units and make sure that they're bringing people out? John, you and I complain a lot, and if you go in moving conservative circles, there's a lot to be depressed about. The first time in Virginia in over 40 years, we don't have an elected statewide Republican official. Our economy is sputtering. Our foreign policy is a joke around the globe. Obamacare has been an abomination on the economy. There are 1,000,001 reasons to feel depressed out there. That said, I tend to be a glass half full kind of guy, and I look at this miserable environment and say, oh my gosh, this has to be the greatest recruiting environment for our cause and our party that I've seen in a generation. We got to be out there beating the bushes, bringing people into our movement, into our party, and doing it on a very local level. We do that, we win next time, John.
Makes a lot of sense. Common Sense News Time 823 on the John Fredericks Show. We're with a businessman and entrepreneur from Virginia, former lieutenant governor candidate and possible candidate for governor in 2017, Pete Snyder.
John, cut the garbage on that one. I'm very happy being a civilian right now.
Pete, that's my job. I got to get into Medicaid expansion, the Maxter, the budget getting shut down. Before I do any of that, I just want to toss this out there. I know I'm going to throw you a curveball here, Pete, but you're going to be shocked to find this out, that the Houston Astros have just won 5 in a row. That's right. First time they've had a 5-game win streak since 2009. And there could be hope out there. We won 5 straight on the road Just got to throw that out there. I'm pretty fired up. After losing 120 games for 4 straight seasons, 5 in a row, that's a big deal. So we're kind of fired up. 826.
Are you saying the curse of Enron Field is
oh, God, you're going to bring that up.
The shadow of Ken Lay is not darkening the stadium anymore?
Ken Lay, God rest his soul. I kind of blocked that Enron Field thing out of my mind, but thanks for bringing it up and reminding me of the horror of that. 826, we're back with Pete Snyder. So, look, Pete, Terry McAuliffe is going to shut this government down. I mean, it's going to happen. What do you think?
I think it is a very foolish move by the governor. I just do not understand. John, there's a study that came out yesterday, State of the Internet, that Mary Meeker did, got probably more attention globally than President Obama's, milquetoast speech at West Point. And one of the things that she pointed out was that 63% of our federal dollars go to entitlements. 63%. If that was a business, it would be going bankrupt in a heartbeat. To think at this point in time that you're looking to expand government, that you're looking to try to get on the gravy train and have more dollars going towards entitlement is exactly wrong. Governor McAuliffe is very ill-advised with this showdown that he's doing. I got to give a lot of credit to our delegates and state senators in the General Assembly who have been adamant about separating this consideration of Medicaid expansion from the budget. We need to feed and make sure that our localities have the budgets and dollars that they need. Money's going to be running out for them soon, and it's not right to be playing chicken the way Governor McAuliffe is doing it right now. So, I urge your listeners to light up the phone lines, light up social media, make sure and demand to Governor McAuliffe that we have a budget and to get off the entitlement gravy train.
I've had a couple of callers, Pete, on the show in the last 2 days that said, hey, when is somebody going to organize a rally in the Capitol? Like 5,000 people might show up for that because people are outraged over this. They think they've got a public opinion on their side. What do you think about that idea? And if so, who could organize that type of a thing?
Well, John, I think there are a number of groups out there, Americans for Prosperity being one, who's done some terrific work across the Commonwealth. Tim Phillips is doing a dynamite job with AFB. A lot of groups out there that I think would love the chance to bring independents, Republicans, conservatives, moderates, you name it, folks from the localities out, even Democrats who are saying you can't play chicken with our budget like this. And shine a real light on it. This is a major problem, and it's really a problem of Governor McAuliffe's choosing. It doesn't have to be like this. You could easily have a separate session of the General Assembly consider up or down whether Virginians want to expand Medicaid or not. Every polling piece that I see, and I'm out in the communities a whole lot, people are against this. I'm sure the governor can trump up a fake poll that tries to say that he's right on it. But Virginians don't want people playing chicken with their budget. This is the wrong thing to do for
That's going to be the final word. We're out of time.
I'm against the expansion of Medicaid in Virginia.
We want to thank you, Pete Snyder, for being with us, starting a new political action committee. Pete Snyder is in Virginia to help Republicans get elected and grow the party. Pete, so it's an honor to have you on, sir.
Thank you, Johnny. Go to disruptorfund.com. Check out what we have. Make sure that you're talking to your unit chairmen. Have them sign up. Let's grow our party together.
Disruptorfund.com. That's what you got to do. Get involved.